All right guys, today on Grow the Earth, I'm going to show you how to make organic pest control sprays for your garden. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to show you how to make an organic ant bait to keep your beds ant free all season. All right guys, today we're going to go through sprays for your garden. Now we're going to touch on just, you can manually remove the pest, you can use water, you can interplant certain herbs within your beds to keep them pest free. But I'm more looking towards people who have made it past that point. These are going to be sprays that you can make yourself, that you can purchase the products online, and they're going to kill pests. Now, each one of these sprays I go over is going to be directed at one, multiple, or just certain pests, certain types. So that way you've kind of got a couple of weapons in your arsenal against these bugs, and they're tailor-made for the different pests that we're going to come across. All right guys, your first spray is going to be for your caterpillars, your cabbage loopers, tomato hornworms, all that kind of stuff. Anything that is like a worm, this will get rid of. Now this particular brand is Thuricide, but what's important is that it's Bacillus thuringiensis. Now I may be mispronouncing that, I may be butchering that, but that's what we're going to go with for here. This is effectively a bacteria that lives in your soil already. But what we're going to do is we're taking a live culture, we're going to mix it with a soap, and I prefer this suds biodegradable cleanser. The only thing that you're needing this for is to actually break the surface tension so that this will mix with warm water. Now I'm going to put down in the description exactly the amounts that you're supposed to use to make this effective. But we just concentrate this into a liquid. This is actually a concentrate. You're only going to use like 2 tablespoons of each to a gallon of water. And you're going to spray that on your plants. You're going to coat the top and the bottom side of the leaf, which is actually going to be the same pretty much for all these sprays. Later on, I'll show you how to apply it and get a nice close-up. That way you can see what we're talking about here. But this is going to actually attack the caterpillars and the worms and the tomato hornworms and all that stuff. They're actually going to ingest this. And it's not an immediate kill. They ingest it, and in about 2 or 3 days, you'll see that they'll drop off. But the good part is they'll stop eating almost immediately after they ingest this. Now, there is a shelf life on this stuff. Once you mix it, you've only got about a day to apply it. So don't go hog wild. If you're mixing up a gallon, just spray your whole garden with it and get it gone, because it does lose effectiveness after you apply it. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is neem oil. Now, I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about using neem oil to control pests, and it works really well. The key is cold pressed. Now, the organic is something that you can decide for yourself, but cold pressed is an absolute must, because the actual ingredients that make neem oil effective can get lost in a heat process. So we want cold pressed. And again, you mix it with the suds. The reason I like this stuff is because it's organic, it's biodegradable, it's not harmful like your Dawn dish soap or stuff like that. But again, the amounts are about the same. You have a little bit of leeway as far as how heavy you want to go. It kind of depends more of what you're spraying it on. But more 2 tablespoons piece. You apply it just like you would the BT. You're going to spray the top and the bottom of the leaves. Now, all of these don't have any lasting effects. And what I mean by that is, if you spray it on there, if the pests are not there, it's not going to kill them. Neem oil especially is a contact killer. They have to be there for it to kill. So if you're not getting all in the nooks and crannies of it, and you're not spraying it directly on them, this is not going to work for you. And once it rains, all of these are ineffective. So once it rains, you need to reapply, or observe your garden and see if your pests are gone. Some of these things I will tell you to reapply over and over and over again, just because they will knock out the pest problem before it gets bad. All right, and for the last one, guys, we have pyrethrin. Now this is actually a derivative of the chrysanthemum. So they take chrysanthemums and they grind them down and they extract the oil, which makes this. Now you're going to mix this much like you mix the neem oil. About 2 tablespoons of this and 2 tablespoons of this, and apply it the same way. Now this is kills everything. Anything that this comes in contact with, it will kill. And this is an instant killer. You can literally watch the bugs drop off. This works really well on aphids. This works on your tomato hornworms. It works on everything. Now, unfortunately, because a lot of these products work on everything, they are also deadly to bees. So, whenever you spray this stuff, you want to spray it in the evening time, whenever your bees are not around, because your bees will leave and your good bugs will leave, but your pests will stay behind because they're in the grocery store. So we want to make sure that we're spraying this in the evening time and giving this stuff time to dry, because once this stuff dries, it's fine. But with it being wet, if a bee comes and gets a hold of it, gets it on them, it will kill them. And if any of you guys know about bees, they're actually being depopulated these days because of all these chemicals that we're spraying. So we want to be as careful as we can, because those are our pollinators. Those are what helps us grow our vegetables. So again, we're going to apply pretty much all of these the same way. You're going to spray the top and the bottom of the leaf, and we're going to make sure that we give it a good drenching. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate with my little 1-gallon pump sprayer how you're going to apply it, to give you a good visual of how we're going to apply it. All right, guys, so now I'm going to show you how we're going to apply this. Now, what I have is a little 1-gallon pump sprayer, and we've already put our mix in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pump up our sprayer, and we're just going to spray. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to give it a good misting. All of our pests, most of them will hide on the bottom, some of them will hide on the top. We have to make sure that if there are any bugs here, that we're going to get them. You know, we have to get some of this stuff on them. We're going to go through and we're going to finish spraying this stuff off camera, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what how you're going to apply this stuff. And this applies to all 3 sprays. And again, we want to spray in the evening time like we're doing right here, because we don't want our bees to come in contact with any of this stuff. Because of course it will hurt them, it will kill them, and we need our bees to be pollinators, right? All right, guys, and for your bonus thing, here is the ant bait that we use in our own garden. We have one of these at each end of the bed, each end of our beds. And I can tell you that we have next to no issues with ants. We remake these spring and fall because they will lose effectiveness, for sitting out in the sun for 6 months. But they're very simple to make. Use a bottle of some sort. You can use your favorite soft drink, and you use water, juice, whatever it is you want. But the key is inside we're going to put a mixture of borax and some sort of sweet liquid, as in corn syrup, maple syrup, pancake syrup, molasses, corn syrup. It doesn't matter. As long as it has a high sugar content and is liquid, so it'll mix with the borax, you're golden. And you've also have to mix a little bit of water in it, or it'll be so thick you won't be able to pour it. So The key to these also is we're going to put holes in the side that we're going to put right at ground level. But we need to keep those holes small because we do not want our bees to get in here. We want the ants to be able to get in, but not the bees. So the holes that you drill in here, and you can put as many as you want as long as they're not, you know, intersecting each other, are about 1/8 of an inch. And that's going to allow our ants to get in there and come back out, and they're going to basically take this to their queen, and then the whole mountain dies. All right, so guys, as always, the links for the stuff that I've shown you here today, the recipes, are all going to be either in the description or in the first comment, depending on if I have room for all of it. And again, when we spray this stuff, we want to spray it in the evening time to where our bees are not active, because all of this stuff, well, this too, will kill bees. So we want to try and keep it away from them. The good news is once it dries, it's not harmful to bees anymore. So, as always, guys, I want you to like and subscribe. You know, you guys that are still watching right now, you guys are the stars of this channel, because you're the one that makes me want to make another video. Also, in the comments, if this is something that interested you and you want to go a little bit deeper in it, let me know. If there's some other subject that you want me to go into, let me know, because I want you guys to drive my videos. I want to make videos that you guys want to see. If it's something that you guys don't want to see, I don't want to make a video on it. It's just plain and simple. Because my passion is to help other people learn to grow their own vegetables. And I can't do that if I'm making videos that y'all don't care about. So, as always, guys, pray over your garden, pray over your family, include God in your life every day and give Him thanks for all the things that He's given you, and have a great day.